coming up in today's episode. So after that, we went back with the Sky Train to MBK to try the long-awaited hot pot experience, and thereafter everything happens through a robot. After checking in, we took the BTS Sky Train to the ancient city in Bangkok. Now this is the main hub where they have everything on display of olden day Thailand.
We're Quentin and VNA, two guys trying to visit 40 countries before we turn 40.
We're taking the world on by trying to explore different countries, cultures, food, and by being as adventurous as possible.
We decided to film all of this for our future selves to look back on for one day when we are older. So let's go on a Kiwi travel adventure. Sawadika, future Quentin.
And Sawadika, future VNA.
And to all our friends and family watching, and today we are taking you to one of our favorite places in the world, Bangkok! So we actually extended our stay because this is where we really wanted to be. First off, we went to something that we saw on Instagram the whole time, which we were very excited about. We grabbed a taxi and then we went to Wat Phak Nam Pasi, which is basically the biggest Buddha in the entire Bangkok, which is truly beautiful to see. So we basically went on this river cruise right next to it where you can see it so beautifully. This is truly one of the most beautiful Buddhas we feel in the entire world that we've seen so far. It truly is, and so it's just this beautiful big majestic one, and you can see it from the river, which was truly awesome. There was another small temple also just right next to it. But I think what struck us actually is when we just got off of the boat, we were feeling a little bit sick, to be honest, which we did not expect. Because we were quite okay on the boat, but okay, then from there on we needed to get food. So we went to Terminal 21. So this one actually also has different levels, so it's a mall with different levels, and on each level it represents a different country, which was quite interesting to see. But obviously my favorite is the England or the London level, which there's an entire part that is dedicated to Harry Potter, or their version of it. Even the toilets and everything looked like a Harry Potter train station, which was super cool to see. Did not expect that, so that was so cool. After that we went right to the top to Pier 21, which is basically it's supposed to look like a fish market, and then you just walk around, but yes, you have to buy a card and then you get your food. Now the food was extremely cheap. Everything that we ate was really nice, but all of it was like 40 baht. Now 40 baht is like 20 rand, which is absolutely crazy. So really enjoyed that, and then we went home because we were very tired.
Hi future VNA, future Quentin. You are back in Bangkok, in the big city, and you've just checked into your second home, House of Adjacent, and this is room number 3, the stylish slum. So this is the entryway, very specific door. You were freaked out by this door, and then as you come in, you've got this beautiful marble situation on the floor. This is actually painted. This is what you're going to do in your house one day. There is your beautiful bathroom. So let's go check out the bathroom. And as you can see, the style is very Namakwaland Sankaya. So your roots, again, this beautiful cement thing, which was painted again, and that's something you can do at home. And if you come through, very Fifth Element, and then we've got the black and white tile theme again. The shower is going to be lovely, you can see that. And then we have our beautiful grey toilet and our finishings here. This is very beautiful. Television Sinkaya going through a window like you would normally have in a Sinkaya. And then up here you've got all this. This is initially with some bamboo in it. This beautiful doorway which opens up into our balcony. And this view over here is our beautiful bed. And then back here it's just another study section. And I think this is the guy yes. This is the two people that help us. She organized tomorrow's the last 2 nights stays, and I think this is the uncle. So I think they're also part of the family. The following morning, we took the BTS Sky Train to the ancient city in Bangkok. Now, this is the main hub where they have everything on display of olden day Thailand. As soon as we got there, we rented a golf car for the day, and our first stop was the beautiful, exquisite Green Palace. This one is really amazing. Firstly, it is built on water, so it was quite wonderful just to see this gold and green on this beautiful turquoise water, and it was just absolutely wonderful to see the different sacred rooms, the prayer stations, and everything was open, so it was just quite wonderful. Our second stop, I drove us to the beautiful temple that a fish was wrapped around. Now, as the legend says, the fish was actually there to protect the temple, but it also was incredible in the detail and artistry of that was beautiful.
And you see it everywhere on Instagram.
Yes, so this was the Instagram day.
Someone else is in the driver's seat.
Our third and last stop was the beautiful Grand Palace. Now, this was wonderful to see because the following day we would see the ruins. This is the temple from Anna and the King. So inside, oh my lord, the use of gold was crazy. It really was wonderful to see the richness of Thai royalty. For the first time, you really understand what a true palace is like, what the royals live like, and to see everything that they had, the costumes that were on display, the beautiful carpets that they have, all the old ornaments, and all of the things that made up their life and the royals' life was there, and it was so beautiful. The entire complex was quite wonderful to see. It was wonderful to see that they're still building and adding things to it. They had this beautiful tall Buddha and Buddha ladies that were just raised above everything else. They had these wonderful boats. They had all of these beautiful details, the plants, the houses, the temples of all of Thailand was all there on one complex, and it was wonderful to see that they're expanding and growing, and it is a must see, and I think that's something that we're definitely going to go back to in 5 years time. So after that, we went back with the Sky Train to MBK to try the long awaited hot pot experience. Now, this place has its own theme song. It's incredible. And what's so wonderful is you get in, you get your table, they take your order, and the side salads and all of those other dishes that you need, that you can have as much as you want to, and then you order your specific mains that you want with your waitress, and thereafter everything happens through a robot. She will bring everything to you. She will take your order there from out, and everything else that you want always goes through the robot. How this works is you will download the app, and then anything you want, you just order through the app, and the robot brings it back to you, and she communicates with you. And what was so wonderful to see is there was some kind of accident just in front of us with one of the waiters and the robot, and how they interact with the robot as if she is an actual person, which was just quite wonderful to see.
The next day is one of our other bucket list items that we wanted to do. So first off, we took a train from the new train station that they have in Bangkok, which was truly beautiful. But we took the train there, and it was super affordable, which we'll get to that price now. So this was about an hour's train ride to the northern part of Bangkok, an hour's ride north to Ayutthaya. Now, Ayutthaya is the old kingdom of the entire Thailand, which was truly awesome to see. So it's basically all of these old ruins, which was truly awesome. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So first off, we needed to rent a bike, and then we needed to take the bike across the river with a ferry, and then we started riding bikes. Yes, I know, future Quentin and Vienna, you rode bikes and you actually enjoyed it. So basically the entire Ayutthaya park is spread across the entire city. The first stop that we had was Wat Mahathat. Now Wat Mahathat is famous for all the Buddha heads that were chopped off during the Burmese War. So it was so nice walking amongst those ruins, which all of it had this red brick. And then Wat Mahathat is specifically famous for this Buddha head, which nobody knows how it got there. It was literally there, and then again nature took over, and it literally surrounds this Buddha head. Now there's like literally a lot of tourists stopping there just for that, getting their photo and getting out again. But right next to it, which there wasn't a lot of people at that one, is probably Vianney's favorite Buddha, which she really loved, was a beautiful Buddha which was just basically standing there. It was absolutely majestic to see. It really was beautiful. And then from there on we headed to our next stop on our bicycles, which was Wat Ratchaburana. Now Wat Ratchaburana is iconic for this frame, basically type of an Instagram photo of the old ruins, and then you see the bigger temple in the background, which was truly beautiful to see. And the story behind this is King Rama built this temple for his mother, and this is actually one of the few temples where you can actually climb on top of it and walk, and the view from there was also really beautiful to see, because you can see the different stupas and everything around that. So this was also truly beautiful to see. Then we hopped back onto our bicycles again, and then we headed to our third stop, which is the Wat Panang Chung temple. Now the Wat Panang Chung temple houses the biggest Buddha that actually survived from the Burmese War. Now it's obviously because it is so big, but they literally just took all the gold off of it. It was gold back in the day, then they took all the gold off of it, and now obviously they just reconstructed it again. And then from there on, I think we went to the highlight of the day for me specifically, which is Wat Prasi Sampet. And Wat Prasi Sampet is basically Anand the King. It was the old Grand Palace back in the day, but it is famous for the Anand the King story, because this is basically where it took place. The Grand Palace, which we saw at the ancient city, was also right here. It was housed here. Obviously you can only see the outline of it, but right in the middle was these three stupas. And then from there on we headed to our next stop, which is something Vianney wanted to see, which is Wat Lukaya Sutta. Now this is famous for the reclining Buddha. This was the first reclining Buddha in Thailand, and it was also the biggest one at one stage in the entire Thailand and in Bangkok. So it's just there amongst the ruins, basically just almost out in the field, which is truly nice to see. And that's basically what the entire ground and complex looked like. So it's literally all of these ruins just there. And then we headed back on our bicycles back to the train station of Ayutthaya. Now the Ayutthaya train station is truly beautiful. It's old. It's really what it was back in the day. So everything has got this old wooden flavor to it, which was truly beautiful to see. And then I think came the biggest shock, which I'm now getting back to, is the price of the train ticket, which was ridiculous. I remember when I wanted to pay, the guy said it was 40 baht. Now 40 baht is for two people, and I literally repeated it saying, sorry, 40? He said 40, which then means 40 means that was for the both of us, 40 baht, which means it's 20 rand for the both of us, which means it was 10 rand per person. That's absolutely crazy for an hour's train ride back to Bangkok for 10 rand. That's absolutely ridiculous. So yes, it just shows you again how cheap it is, and people think it's unaffordable to travel. It's really not. People should go out and travel more.
So in conclusion, Bangkok was
absolutely awesome. I think we enjoyed it a lot more this time round. I think this time round we took it a bit more chilled and layout, which was really enjoyable, and we saw different things which people don't usually go to, I think, which was very nice. Do we want to go back? Yes, definitely. Yes. I think we would be stopping over in Bangkok again, because we just really love it. We'll probably make it a hub again like we did this time round, stopping over before we head over to other countries which we also want to visit in the future. future, so we'll definitely go there again. We just absolutely love Bangkok and Thailand in general.
But we will see you next time in our new destination, which is
Vietnam, Hanoi!
next time on Kiwi Travel Adventures. This was really a wonderful experience, but it was cut short because shortly after our food arrived, there was some domestic violence. My father just went wild, throwing around things, knife and everything. We left and we went down to Train Street. There we had this wonderful experience of food and coffee.
And then we just started walking back towards our hotel, but it was crazy busy. Like, in crazy is not even the word.